It has been a very electrifying year and a very interesting year in Formula One. We've seen three drivers battle for the driver's title. We've seen a team dominate the constructors, and we've seen some amazing stuff out there from the midfield teams, from the top teams, from every driver, or actually almost every driver, and it has been very, very, very good. But we must now go back to about 9 to 10 months ago, to before, to actually race week, the first race week of the season in Australia, and to when I did my final 2025 Formula One predictions. I'm gonna be reacting to them today, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about them. So, let's start with the driver championship. In 20th, I said that I predicted that Oliver Berman will finish there. Now, the man proved me wrong. I mean, I thought he wouldn't do that well in the Haas, and I thought that Haas would be a pretty bad car. And honestly, he did very well, especially in the latter quarter of the season where he kind of scored points in almost every race. He got that P4 in Mexico City. He was amazing in Sao Paulo too. He was pretty good in Abu Dhabi as well. Probably the only thing that stopped him from having a perfect last quarter of the season was that Qatar race and sprint, and otherwise a very good season from him. I was wrong there. 19th, Duan. Wasn't that bad. He actually finished 21st out of a 20 car grid because Colaminto replaced him from round 7 onwards from Imola. Duan did some pretty bad races, and honestly, I didn't expect him to do that much either. And so, let's say I kind of predicted it right. Stroll 18th. Now, I did not expect Stroll to get, what was it, 33 points that he got this year. He was very good in the first half. Only got like 1 point in the last 10 races though. So, yeah. But otherwise, yeah, much better than I expected from the man, which we all thought was gonna end his F1 career and might even end his F1 career in the next few years. He's kind of bored with the sport. 17th, Ocon. As I said, Haas, I thought they were gonna have a pretty bad car, and even though Ocon was coming off the back of that Sao Paulo podium for Alpine, I didn't think he would bring that much to the team, and actually, he kind of was the worst driver. Actually, Perelman was more consistent and better than him, so yeah. Bortoleto 16th. Now, I did expect him to do what he did in real life, but however, even with 19 points, he was 19th in drivers, so that's I think last of the drivers to score points. So no way I could have um actually predicted that, but still an impressive year from the rookie. Wasn't that far off, and basically the performance I thought he was gonna the performance level I thought he was gonna reach was the performance level he eventually reached. 15th Hulkenberg. Now, of course, he kind of was the 15th best performer or something like that around that place all season long, only elevated in the championship by that podium in Silverstone. I definitely didn't think it would be the year in which he would finally get the podium, but he might even become a race winner or who knows, a championship winner by this time next year. Um, Albon, 14th. Honestly, I didn't expect Williams to have that good of a car. I expected them to have a very good car compared to the midfield, but not that good of a car. Albon had the near perfect first half of the season. Second half wasn't that good. Still maintained though that P8 in the drivers. Hajar 13th, kinda there all season long. That podium in Zandvoort is the exception that puts him a little bit higher. I think in the drivers, I expected him to do something more, and yeah, he was there, so I kind of predicted it right. 12th Tsunoda. Now, of course, I was wrong because he would score what like 33 points all season and eventually finish 16th or 17th. And anyways, the idea is that he finished much lower, and I expect him to stay at racing balls for the whole season. We'll get into that later, and still not really what you expected from someone. I mean, he's a test driver now. He hasn't got a switch in Formula One for at least the next year. So yeah, Alonso 11th was there all season, snuck into the top 10 in the last race, but still kind of paid it right. Sainz 10th. Now I did predict that right. He was ninth, but still I didn't expect two podiums, but I did expect some good pace from the Spaniard and the former Ferrari race winner and the actually latest Ferrari winner in Formula One to do well, and he did well. Gasly ninth. Honestly, I thought Alpine would have a much better car and would do amazingly well, and for a car that Alpine did amazingly well, but not what amazingly well I thought would mean, especially after that double podium in Sao Paulo. Eighth, Lawson. I expected him to remain Red Bull the whole season. I'd be dropped after two races, so this is a million no go, but still improved a lot in Racing Bull, saying compared to other former Red Bull guys, which were just they were deleted from everything. They were come from Formula One. He and Gasly survived and eventually made the team for Racing Bulls in 2026. So was good. Seventh Antonelli, I expected him to be there, and I was right. I probably expected him to win a race at least, but still not bad from the rookie. Three podiums, and almost matched him in the drivers. Sixth, and here we get to the part where I was very wrong. Piastri. Yeah. What do I say about that? Well, first up, I didn't expect him to lead almost two-thirds of the championship. I didn't even expect him to be near the championship. I expected him to be there, scoring consecutive point, having many consecutive point finishes like he did in real life, but that not that good. I expected him to be the second wheel behind the McLaren, maybe championship dominating squad or something like that. I did expect him to be worse than 2024. He finished like fourth last year and then third this year. So yeah, but yeah. Fifth, Verstappen. Whilst I do think this recovery was extremely good in the second half of the season, I do think that many of us at the beginning of the season thought Red Bull had nothing to do with the drivers or constructors championship, and so this placement is justified. And yeah, I mean I had two out of the three title contenders, not even close to the title fight. So yeah, that's a lot of mistakes from my side or predictions gone wrong. Fourth, Russell, he did indeed finish there, and I did really expect him to have the season he had, maybe a win or two more, but still had a very consistent season. The only driver to not DNF in any Grand Prix, and he was there all the time fighting for points. Only not score points in Monaco, I think. Otherwise, was very good. Third, Hamilton. Well, first up, I expected Ferrari to have another championship um, contending car, and well, they didn't have one, did they? I expected him to win races, not a sprint, multiple races, and I expected him to be there. Was not above Leclerc, but then I expected Leclerc to be second, as he was probably the most um, accustomed to that Ferrari car. And yeah, you know, he did eventually be the lead Ferrari, but not second at all. Norris would be the champion. Everybody expected that at the beginning of the season. I'm sure by midpoint, everyone thought Piastri would win it. Now it's Norris, the actual champion. So I did predict the champion. Now let's go to the constructors. Def has, as I said, um, I did not expect them to be drive a very good cars. I thought they would be focusing on 2026 car development, and yeah, it was our knife actually exactly where they ended up in the constructors, but not with a podium. I did not expect them with a podium. Eighth, Alpine. Seriously though, I thought they would have a better car, and I thought the one would drag them down from, I don't know, 6, even a potential 15 that in the constructor. 7th Aston Martin actually got this right, and I expected them to have the season they had, just a little bit better and just a little bit worse. 6 Racing Bulls, yeah, I did expect them to be 6, and they did eventually finish up 6, which is not bad. And I really thought they would do pretty well. 5th, Williams. I was right. Probably not expecting them to have 2 podiums, and the amount of points he got. Actually, I didn't expect any team to have the most points he got, especially in the midfield, where I thought like Haas would have 7 8 points, not 26 or 25. Anyway, 20 something that Alpine had. Red Bull 4th, again, I did not expect them to be there at all. I expected them to fall down the order, and they did end up in the same position as last year in the constructors. Third here in my positions was Mercedes, and I did expect them to. I did put my team third, knowing that I hoped they would get their win for second. They did get second, but I thought they would be closer to that championship fight. McLaren second, Ferrari first. Why? Why did I ever think that Ferrari would have a championship winning car? No, they didn't. McLaren dominated, won it with a record amount of time left. Not a chance. Ferrari finished down in fourth. Now also has some 5 predictions, interesting predictions. Most of them were pretty close to actually what we got. First one, Antonelli wins at least one of the first 3 sprint races of the year. He did take pole for Miami, so at least I kind of said that me expecting him to win, but you know, yeah, I mean, I was not that far away from the truth. Lawson will win at the street circuit. First up, I expected Lawson to actually remain at Red Bull all season, then to even have a shot, even if he finished 8th. But to win at street circuit, he did do well in Monaco, didn't he? Otherwise, yeah, I don't think. And individual in Azerbaijan. So I kind of got that right, but not winning material. Then nobody will win more than 7 races. I was so close. Piastri and Norris on 7, Verstappen 8, but still that's pretty good predicting for me. Not bad. And then the last two, which are pretty close to what actually happened. Williams gets a podium in Abu Dhabi. No, they didn't. They did get 2 podiums, and they got it one in Qatar the previous round. So I was pretty close. Again, Racing Bulls are going to drop Tsunoda at the end of the season. Well, not Racing Bulls, but Red Bull as a whole are gonna drop him. So I was right there. So that basically was a summary of me reviewing my predictions, my final predictions, not my first predictions for the next for this year, and I'm gonna do them for next year again with the first predictions coming out probably, or maybe just a set of predictions after all 3 preseason tests. Also, I'm gonna be reviewing the mid-season predictions maybe later next week. Anyways, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and goodbye.